This Icon podcast is hosted and sponsored by Sphere Rocket Virtual Assistants, a leading provider for your virtual assistants and outsourcing needs. Owned by one of the top-ranking EXP agents, Justin Nelson. Sphere Rocket VA provides a one-stop virtual staffing solution for business owners, and we specialize in helping business owners grow their business by leveraging through virtual assistants. Trusted by the top names in the real estate industry like Kyle Whistle, Andrew Franklin, John Kitchens, and many more. Get ready to up your success and we'll help you achieve your business goals. Book your free consultation at sphererocketva.com and find out how we can make your life easier.
Welcome back to another episode of the Icon Podcast, celebrating our 200th guest today. And that being said, Carlos, thank you for joining us. Excited to have you.
Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it.
Of course. So let's start at the beginning, Carlos. Who are you? What market are you in? How did you find yourself in the industry of real estate?
Okay. Well, my name is Carlos Villagomez. I live in Idaho Falls, Idaho. I've been in real estate on and off since 2004. Started back in Florida. Originally got my license mainly to find flips. I used to flip homes for a living. That's how I got into real estate. Then I got out of real estate in 2010 when I moved to Idaho from Florida, after the market crashed, and got into the retail business for a long time. And then I started to miss it and I started flipping houses again as I had my retail business. And then I decided to get my real estate license again, and back in 2016, 17. And I've been practicing as an agent since then, mostly dedicated to clients rather than flipping. I do some flips here and there and buy rental properties as well. And then I joined EXP last year in June.
Awesome. And Carlos, how were you introduced to EXP, right? Were you ever skeptical of it at first? How long have you known about it? How'd that introduction come along? And how'd you cut the cords with your current brokerage and make that switch?
Well, I met a few agents in town. Actually, let me go back. I actually started seeing things online about a virtual brokerage, EXP, and some advertising and reading things on forums and stuff. So that sparked my curiosity from there. And then a few agents in town, I started to see their new signs with EXP on it and everything. And I worked originally at a small boutique brokerage here in town with great culture. And anyways, they got bought out by another brokerage, a big brokerage. I'm not going to say the name. But when that change happened, it was just not a good fit for me anymore. And so then I started exploring my options, and I spoke with a few different agents in town, top producers that were with EXP. And that's how I honestly decided to, after talking with a few of them and them telling me their experiences and how much they like it and all the benefits and everything, I decided to make the jump.
Okay, awesome. And now that you're over at EXP, what is something maybe that you didn't expect about it that you really enjoy now? Or I don't know, what makes you stay at EXP? Why do you love it?
It's funny because it's something that I wasn't sure I was going to like, being in an office all the time with a brokerage and having to go into the office and things like that. I was always worried about if at the beginning, if I start working from home, what's it going to be like? And then, going on my own, then I'll have to set up an office because I wasn't joining a team or a group. I was just going on my own. Right. But I enjoy being able to work from home. I love all the virtual stuff, the easiness of getting everything done. I really appreciate that because it gives me a lot of time for my family, for my personal stuff, for my hobbies. Obviously, you can practice this business from whatever this days, but I don't know. It's just the easiness of it. I really appreciate it. And I really like that whenever I reach out to an agent on EXP, that they're always willing to help. There's none of that dog eat dog mentality. So everybody's super helpful.
Absolutely. that culture is super fostered at EXP, which makes it so wonderful. And before we dive into all things Icon, Carlos, tell me a little bit about your work-life balance. How do you draw that line between work and play? Because if you let it, the real estate industry will swallow you alive.
Absolutely, it will definitely eat you up. It's all, I think it's a process. It takes a while to balance that out, because at the beginning, when you're a new agent, it's like the phone ring and you're out the door. The phone rings, you're out the door. You're always like, anybody calls you, you're there, and it's yes, yes, yes to whatever everybody says. And then as time goes by, you realize that you need to start managing those things, because otherwise, it'll consume you. So what I try to do is run it like a business, like what it is, and try to set up a schedule. Obviously, you got to be flexible in real estate. You can't just be so set into it, because yes, if a client calls you and wants to go see $1 million house, you better go. You don't want to, you don't want to miss out on it. But really just kind of set a schedule and habits and a routine of how you do things. So kind of block times for what you're going to do things with the family, or when you're going to do things for yourself. Set up that routine. What do you do in the morning, the first thing when you wake up, and what are the things that you do every day? Be consistent on those things, and then be flexible a little bit, but just try to block out the time.
Absolutely, Carlos. So well said. And it's important to hold that work-life balance, or at least try to chase it, because burnout mode takes so long to recover from. And you don't want to lose out on some clients and some time to recharge. It's all balanced, but kind of just depends on the kind of person you are. And Carlos, let's talk Icon, right? So you have to hit a certain amount of production. So you hit your cap, $16,000, and then you do 20 transactions after that. So in your market, what's the average home price look like? And how many houses do you have to sell to be able to hit that cap?
Oh, now you're going to make me do math. Let's
just
see.
a guess is fine.
No, I would say, so the average home price, it's obviously considerably gone up in the last year or so because of the market. But it was when I started with EXP, it was about, I think 380,000. And then it probably went up to about 450 by now. So I don't know how many houses does that add to. Like I said, you're going to make me do math, but yeah, I mean, you got to keep pretty busy. It's not a big city market where most of your listings are, $500,000 and up. So then you're going to get some listings that are on the $200,000 range, and then you're going to get some other ones that are over $500,000. And but yeah, you got to hustle. That's for sure. You got to keep moving.
Absolutely. And Carlos, it's more than just production when it comes to iconing. You also have the cultural commitment. So with that being said, are you a mentor? Do you vet other icons? Do you teach an EXP world? And why did you go that route?
Okay. So yeah, where I'm new to EXP, the only thing that I've done was mentoring. I haven't explored any other options or avenues as of right now. But I did start the mentoring program, and funny enough, I started at EXP as a individual agent, and as I was experiencing growth, I decided to start a team, and that's why I decided to go into the mentoring program, so I can have a better understanding and then learn how to be a better mentor to my new recruits or teammates that were going to come under me. So as of right now, I have a team with 4 people, including myself. So I have 3 agents under me, and I've been training them ever since then, and it's been a good experience. It's definitely a learning experience, because it's once you go into a team and you're a team leader, it's a lot more work. You're responsible for them as well, and you want to make sure that that they're successful. And I think that's a lot of weight on your shoulders, because you want to make sure that if you bring them on board, you want to make sure they produce, that they're bringing money so they can, have money for what they need, and make sure that they're enjoying what they're doing, which I think is very important. Probably the most important thing, that they're having fun at it while they're doing this.
I like how you use the strategy of, using it to recruit and see would be a good fit on your team too. That's smart. And Carlos, my last question when it comes to the Icon Award is going to be, what is your favorite part about it, right? So you get that cap back in stock, you get that glass shiny trophy, the opportunity to go to EXP Con and shareholders. So why do you set Icon on that list of goals every year? What is your favorite feature about it?
Oh man, that's a tough question. I'm just a competitive person by nature, and when I joined EXP, I just decided that I wanted to become an Icon agent. I wasn't quite sure if I was going to be able to reach it the first year, but I was like, I'm just going to put my head down and go to work and get it done. So it's honestly, it's not so much the recognition, but I think it's the experience that you acquire through all these transactions, so that I can pass that on to my teammates and help them become Icon agents or have those levels of production. So I think it's more, as they say, it's not the destination, but it's enjoying the,
Yes.
what do you call it, the way there. So I
The
think that's probably
the process or something like
the
that. The journey.
process. Yeah, exactly. Enjoy the journey, not the destination, right? And I think that's probably been my favorite part, because it's been very challenging. Have so many big deals fall through in the process, and it's that mentality of like, okay, just don't let it get to you, focus on what the positive is and just continue to move forward. So I think that's what's been my favorite part about it.
Absolutely. And then Carlos, when it comes to being like a rookie or somebody new to EXP, what's it going to take for them to Icon? Is it possible for them to Icon in their first year? What are some major mistakes to avoid, or just some advice you have for them in chasing such a big goal?
My advice, I would say that the biggest thing you can do to chase that goal is don't concentrate so much on transaction count or achieving that goal so much, but into servicing your clients. Because one of the reasons that I think I achieved Icon this year, it's the amount of referrals. And it was having that satisfied client who right away will be like, well, I know this person and my family is moving into town too, because we had an influx of people in Idaho this last couple of years, right? So then you meet this client who's moving here, relocating, and then if they're super satisfied with the way everything went, as smooth as you can possibly make it in real estate, because there's always hiccups that you can't control. It's that experience to them that they'll pass it on to somebody else. So my advice, not to be redundant, is just really focus on your client and make sure that you anticipate every single one of their needs, and that at the end of the day, when you're giving them the keys to their home or helping them sell their home, that they're happy. That's the main thing, that final experience.
Yeah, I love that, Carlos. And we are coming down to the last question here, kind of two-part question. But were you ever skeptical of EXP when it was introduced to you?
Absolutely. I would be lying if I said I wasn't. Being 100% honest, I don't care for any multi-level business. I've never cared. So many people have tried to sell me so many things throughout life. I think to all of us, right? And I've never had an interest for it. So, but when I was approached about EXP, and as you learn things, it's like, I'm not selling a product that I don't care about. This is, within my line of work, what I do, and it's different. It's just not the same. But yeah, I was skeptical to be honest about the question. Of course, I think most people are at the beginning, because there are some horror stories out there, and you hear some things, but I think those are very few in between. Some people that just have not done it the right way, I think, or not being completely transparent about it. So.
Of course, just kind of waiting for the other shoe to drop. It feels too good to be true. And Carlos, that in mind, to somebody that's watching right now, maybe they're thinking about coming over to EXP, but they hear the things in the industry like it's a pyramid scheme, it's a cult, don't drink their Kool-Aid. So what would you have to say to somebody watching right now, or even, that past you, if you could go back in time, to get them to come over sooner, cut that cord, and take the opportunity, because with big risk comes big reward.
Absolutely. I would tell them the same thing that I tell people whenever I sit down to talk to somebody about EXP. I am not, there's a lot of agents that concentrate on recruiting very much. I do, but in a more passive way. So I let my work show, do the showing rather than just be going out there and say, this is what you got to do. It's the best. It's like, if I talk about it on social media, if I post about it and they see my production and how well we're doing and how we're having fun doing it, then eventually they'll reach out to me. And then I'm like, okay, here's the numbers. Here's what it is. If you have any questions, reach out to me, but this is what it is. And this is my understanding. And then obviously let them make the decision, but look at the numbers and do the math. That's super important, because when you do the math on what you get here versus somewhere else and how much money you're giving away every month, then that's when it makes a difference. So.
Absolutely. Well, Carlos, that's my last question. Are you going to be at EXPCon in October?
We are trying. Yes, that is the plan. We were just talking yesterday about it with the team. So we're going to be working on it. I'm pretty sure we'll be there. I think it's about 90% sure that we'll be there for sure.
A little stock booster. Well, that's awesome. And we are coming up on just about 17 minutes here. So is there anything that you want to leave the listeners with, advice, reason to come over to EXP, or even just a chance to connect and talk to you?
Well, I guess, whether you're an EXP or not, is if you're in real estate and you're working, there goes my dog. Sorry.
A surprise guest.
Anyways, just focus on your clients and just getting them what they want, getting them service that they want. But if it comes to a doubt about coming to EXP, feel free to reach out to me. I'll be happy to answer any questions and talk to agents that are on EXP and have them show you the numbers. I mean, really, there is no better proof than that to show you really, your production, what it was before you were EXP versus what it is now while you're EXP, and how much you used to take home and how much you take home now. So,
right. Awesome. Well, excellent advice, Carlos. Thank you so much for your time today. Hoping to see you in October. And if you have any questions in the meantime, or are ever interested in a spinoff episode, you just let me know.
Sounds good. I really appreciate you guys having me on the show, and hopefully we'll be back soon.
Anytime, Carlos. Looking forward to catching up. Bye.
Thanks, Jana. We'll talk to you later. Bye.
This Icon podcast is hosted and sponsored by Sphere Rocket Virtual Assistants, a leading provider for your virtual assistants and outsourcing needs. Owned by one of the top-ranking EXP agents, Justin Nelson. Sphere Rocket VA provides a one-stop virtual staffing solution for business owners, and we specialize in helping business owners grow their business by leveraging through virtual assistants. Trusted by the top names in the real estate industry like Kyle Whistle, Andrew Franklin, John Kitchens, and many more. Get ready to up your success and we'll help you achieve your business goals. Book your free consultation at SphereRocketVA.com and find out how we can make your life easier.